Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. And we're here at the Talmberg Tavern, guys, and we need to have a chat with Margaret, the huntsman's wife, about Hare. The plot definitely thickened in the last episode, and we've decided that... Oh, I think that's actually Margaret up ahead. That instead of just killing the guy, that there is definitely some stuff underneath the surface that we need to try and figure out. Are you Margaret? Yes, you are.
I'd like to ask you about Hare.
I'm sorry, but I really don't want to talk about that.
The thing is, every time I spoke to someone about Hare, they always ended up talking about you.
But I don't.
Uh-huh.
You aren't to blame for anything, is that it? Well, I am willing to believe you, but you do know more than you're telling, and I need to hear it.
Very well. You're right. And what would you like to know about Hare?
How were things between you and Hare back then?
There was nothing between us. Hare impressed my father with all his talk of noble blood. But I couldn't stand him, and I didn't want to marry him. And then it made no odds after he ran away.
So you didn't want him? I only asked because I've heard differently.
That's village talk. Of course folk gossip. Mostly they just want to hurt Nicholas.
Interesting. I didn't expect that.
Did Hare really commit the murder?
God in heaven, how should I know? Anyway, it doesn't matter now.
That remains to be seen. What did you talk about in the woods with Hare?
I see Betty's mouth's been busy.
Don't blame her. I had to work hard to weasel it out of her. Now tell me.
Oh, all right. Well, it seems Hare's exile has addled his brain. He told me he'd go off with me, that he still loves me and nonsense like that.
And what about you?
What do you mean? I was so shocked, I couldn't even scream.
Is that all he told you?
He said if I change my mind, I'm to hang a garland of forget-me-nots on the house and wait for him at that place of ours.
Okay. Hang that garland on the huntsman's lodge.
Where was it you saw him exactly?
I wish I could tell you. The whole thing was like a fever dream. I almost got lost trying to get out of the forest. Even if I remembered, it wouldn't be any use to you. Hare moves through the forest like a ghost. He knows every tree root off by heart.
Hang that garland on the Now, where would this take us?
I want you to hang that garland on the lodge.
But I don't want to go anywhere with him.
You don't have to go anywhere. But tell me, where's that secret meeting place of yours?
On the way to Ujits. Back then, we used to meet by the great big beech tree, right next to the wayside shrine. There's a lovely view there, you see.
And what time will he be waiting there for you?
At dawn. What are you going to do to Hare?
Never you mind. The main thing is it will all get sorted out. And that's all that matters, isn't it?
I suppose so. Very well, then. I'll hang the garland for you.
Meet up with Hare. Okay, so maybe that's going to be a one-on-one meeting where we can get his side of the story?
That'll be everything.
Goodbye.
Said ask around the village. Okay, they said it was on the way to Ujits. Oh, meet up with Hare. Interesting. Because the entire thing that led us on this path was after we killed Hare during the first attempt of this quest, we noticed that he had a list of items, or he had a piece of paper basically proving that Nicholas had done something really shady. And now we know that Margaret's not in love with him at all. So maybe we can have some sort of conclusion where everyone's happy. Maybe not Nicholas necessarily, but still. Guess we will find out. What is the best way to go ahead and go through this? Yep, just go straight forward. There's also apparently another village that we haven't gone to, which is near Merojed, where we need to go to find that plague. So, I think we still have quite a bit of game to play here, guys. Just gotta stay the course. That looked like an ambush spot. And is this the birch tree in question? Yes, it is.
I'm guessing Nicholas won't be joining us.
Whoa!
Who the devil are you?
I thought you wanted to meet up with Margaret.
Fortunately, I'm not that much of a fool anymore. I was hoping I'd tempt Nicholas out of his lair. But let's get to the point. Who are you? And what are you doing here?
My name is Henry, and I work for the Master Huntsman.
So are you going to arrest me?
I am.
All I ask is that you listen to me first.
Arrest Hanneken Hare.
Why should I listen to you?
Because if you care about justice, you're after the wrong man.
Anyone can say that.
And that's precisely why the accused should get a proper hearing.
This is true.
Let me guess. You're going to tell me you're innocent.
I wouldn't presume. I've been poaching on the Divish estate, and I'll take the punishment I deserve. But the crime I was nearly strung up for, that one I didn't commit.
I've heard different things about your crime.
So I imagine. Lucas has told me the villagers still talk of me.
And how did it happen?
It's a long story.
I've got time to listen.
All right. But for you to understand, I have to start from the beginning. I was born as Hanneken Hare of Zalush, the eldest son of Sidney of Zalush. My house became sadly impoverished, and I became the master huntsman at Talmberg.
Gamekeeper turned poacher. I see. That's quite a transformation.
Nicholas gave me no choice.
Now, that's really distracting. The branches in the way.
What happened to your family?
My father lost his influential friends and the money with them. After his death, I inherited only his debts. There was nothing for it but to sell off all our possessions, see to my sister's welfare, and manage as best I could.
That sounds a rough deal.
Believe it or not, I never cared for the life of a nobleman. I spent my youth running free, hunting in the woods.
What happened between you and Nicholas?
I was falsely accused of murder. Henry of Lipa visited Talmberg, and the morning after the banquet in his honor, one of his men was found dead.
And didn't they have any cause to suspect you?
That's just it. They did. At the banquet, I got into a fight with the man.
I know Sir Hanish of Lipa. Was Sir Henry his father?
Indeed. He was on his way to Ratai to take charge of the fiefdom for young Sir Hans Capon.
Ah, okay.
Why did you get into a fight with him?
The fall of the House of Zalush was the work of the Lords of Lipa, and that fellow took great delight in reminding me of it.
And then what?
Nicholas began to pull strings. Several people came forward as witnesses to say they saw me with the fellow later that night.
Why would he have done that?
He wanted rid of me. We were both in love with the same lass, you see, and Margaret is his wife today. But back then, there was no question which of the two of us would win her. I was the huntsman of noble blood, and Nicholas was just plain Nick. Her father's preference was clear.
Oh, okay, so it was an arranged marriage kind of deal.
What did Margaret think of you?
She took me for a fool. She only had eyes for Nicholas, but I didn't see it then. In the end, she could have saved me.
How?
She could have told the truth. After the banquet, I was with her. But when they asked her, she said she hadn't seen me that night.
Boo, Margaret.
Do you know who did kill the man?
No. He was found in a ditch with his neck broken. He could have tripped and fallen, all on his own.
And that never occurred to anyone?
It did. But some people swore they'd seen us jostling on the drawbridge. Of course, that was Nicholas's work.
How did you get out of it?
What leads you to imagine I did?
Your head's still on your shoulders, so you must have escaped somehow.
I'm alive. But my name and my family's name has been dragged through the mud. For me, that's worse than the sentence waiting for me.
If you say so. But you still managed to get away.
Well, it's true I had the good fortune to escape from the dungeon.
That's not possible. Nah.
An interesting story.
I can't complain of boredom. The question is, will anyone believe me?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Even if it's true...
Even if I believed you, there's no proof. It all happened a long time ago.
I know. But if I didn't believe in my own innocence, I'd have to be crazy to have done what I did.
Why?
If I truly were guilty, why would I risk coming back to Bohemia? I could have died in peace as a rich man in the pay of the Jagiellonians. Only a fool would come back.
Nicholas took everything you had, regardless of your guilt or innocence. I'd say you have more than enough cause to want revenge.
I'm not like him. Anyway, you're right. I don't have any proof of my innocence. All I can give you is my word.
And we're going to go ahead and believe him.
This is one of the most insane stories I've heard lately.
That doesn't surprise me.
But something tells me you're speaking the truth, Anakin Hare.
Thank you. And if you want to help me, come to the old mine gallery in Broad Woods.
I'll be there.
I have a plan, but I need some help.
Sheep in wolf's clothing. Quest failed, hare hunt. So I guess it's kind of a pick your poison kind of thing. Interesting. So where do we go? Meet Anakin Hare by the mine gallery, which is just south of us. This seems to be the much more interesting option. Because the other one is just kind of a pure combat. And this is actually a cool quest because it goes in so many different directions. This is what I was kind of hoping for. And we have discovered a fishing spot. And I didn't even know this existed. Hello? This is the place, right? Meet Anakin Hare by the mine gallery. Maybe he's on his way too. Check the quest log here. Yeah, meet Anakin Hare by the mine gallery. Okay, well, while we are waiting, let's go ahead and utilize some talent points. Unarmed. Info. // If executed correctly, a very powerful technique. I'm okay with that. After deflecting a deceptive thrust, don't pull back, but instead lunge forward. Grasp the middle of your blade with free hand. And this is good for longsword, which is what we currently are rocking out, so let us learn that perk. No, we learned something in drinking. Under the influence of alcohol, your hand will shake 25% less and your bow skill is higher by 2. But when sober, your hand will shake 25% more. When drunk, you get a 50% bonus. When hungover, these stats drop by 50. A true Slav. You get drunk on 50% less alcohol, saving you hard-earned grushin, and your hangover the next day lasts only half as long. But bear in mind that getting drunk quickly brings both the positive and negative effects of alcohol. That sounds good for Henry. I guess we have to wait for him to get here, so I'll tell you what. Let's move up here, away from the camp. Let some time pass, about 2 hours. That should be enough for him to get over there. More than enough, actually. There he is.
So, what are you up to?
Working out how to get Nicholas's confession.
And how would you do that exactly?
Simple. I'll have him sign it. I've had the priest in Janowitz write me up a parchment. When Nicholas signs it, he'll admit to everything written down there.
How do you want to force him to do that?
He won't have a choice, or rather he will have, between his wife Margaret and the job of huntsman.
I'm not following this at all.
It's plain enough. We'll kidnap Margaret. That's to say, you'll kidnap Margaret while I distract Nicholas. If he wants to see her again, he won't have any choice.
Kidnapping? That doesn't seem like much of a way to clear your name.
No? Take a look around you, Henry. Sigismund kidnapped Wenceslas, his own brother. And Divish was abducted by Medek of Waldeck.
True, but Sigismund and Medek kidnapped the men they wanted to bargain with. You're thinking of taking a man's wife who's done nothing to deserve it.
And what of it? Those others did it for money or power. I'm doing it to redeem my honor. And since you mentioned Margaret, she's not all that innocent. I could have swung because of her.
But that confession's just a scrap of parchment with writing on it. What will happen to him after that?
That scrap of parchment is for Sir Divish and the provincial court. But we'll be generous to Nicholas and let him leave in peace before we deliver the confession to Talmberg.
So Nicholas will go free, and you'll clear your name?
Hopefully.
So what do I need to do?
First of all, I need to steal Nicholas's hunting horn. I gave Lukasz the job, but he hasn't managed it so far.
In all the confusion, I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
I've got the horn.
There you go.
I see. Good. That's one less thing I have to worry about. I'm sure Nicholas will recognize its sound from quite far off. I'll lure him out of the lodge at dawn.
And I meant to kidnap his wife while he's gone.
Of course, it would be best if she went with you voluntarily, but if not, you'll just have to drag her with you.
I don't know. What if there's trouble?
That's why I'm sending you. I trust you. But whatever happens, Margaret mustn't be hurt. When you get her, bring her here. Then we can decide what's next.
All right.
Yeah, let's take a...
Don't forget, tomorrow at dawn.
Abduct Margaret, whatever it takes. Good lord. Okay, well... Now we're going to be accomplices. Good times. Abduct Margaret, whatever it takes. And this plan is going to happen at dawn. So let's go ahead and grab pebbles here. So we gotta wait until the next day for this to go down. This should be interesting. And how are we going to get... How are we going to get Margaret all the way over here? Is she just going to follow us? Do we have to, like, pick her up? Like, what's our modus operandi here? Oh, well. I guess we'll have to figure that out. We're resourceful. Just have to get through all this kind of lag and frame rate issues the game's been having. Okay. Well, let's get pebbles on the road here, just in case. You're in a private area. What? Oh, it's considered a private area now. Who is this? Okay, quest items. Let's double check and make sure that we have everything down that needs down. Alchemy, drinking, combat, yes. Okay. Info. However we go about it, Hare's plan will only work if Nicholas believes Margaret is in danger, and I'd better get a move on. Hannikin Hare wants to execute his plan without delay. Well, where is Margaret exactly? Margaret doesn't spend all of her time. You know what I mean? There's someone. Didn't expect us to have to be super stealthy about it. Bum 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 bum. And I don't think this place had dogs. So that's good. What was that sound? Was our head, like, bending back a tree branch or something? Okay, and she's in there. So, what I think we should do is we are going to go ahead and use one of our savior schnapps. I know it's a bit of a waste, but it's okay. Eat. And now we will wait until a little bit before dawn. 16 hours. And that looks to be like right before it happens, so. And look at that nourishment and energy. Not even budging. It's amazing. Okay, it's very dark. We can start seeing the sunrise. I actually don't think we've watched a sunrise in this game. See what we got here. I love that. At times like this, it'd be gorgeous just to sit and watch with castle battlements. You can actually see the torches and everything blinking there on the battlements. Cool deal. Well, it's starting to gradually get a little bit more lit. Should we go ahead and put on our burglar costume? I'm going to assume so, just in case. Because we don't know how bad this is going to get. Master of disguise, or not disguise, but... I'm not exactly sure when Hare is going to blow the horn. Oh crap. Hello there, guard? Why is there a guard here now? That's weird. Oh, that might be the group waiting for the horn for us to signal. That makes sense. Alright guys, let me go ahead and wait for Hare to make his move, and then I guess we'll decide what to do from then. Well, about an hour has passed. It's almost 6 o'clock. I'm hoping that he goes ahead and blows the horn around that point, but... I'm not sure how exactly we're going to get past this guard. Let's go ahead and be super sneaky here. Ooh. He is on the way back. We might just have to sneak up behind him and choke him out. gonna sit there and lean against the wall. Like guards are wont to do. Come on, Hare. Anytime now. May have to take initiative here. So if he leaves, we're just going to go ahead and choke him out. And see what happens. It said by any means necessary. Just have to make sure that Margaret is unharmed. There he goes. We're on the move. Dun 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 dun. Sleep now. And drop the body. There you go, my friend. Now, we're going to go ahead and take your sword. And go have a chat with Margaret. It's a little bit of burgling. Bum 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 bum. Wakey wakey. Hi. Don't be alarmed.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Yeah. You gotta go on a trip, ma'am.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Get the hell out of here.
No. Where's your husband at? Or do we need to go ahead and knock you out too, Margaret? Is that what we're gonna have to do? Well, you...
Sounded like...
Fine. Shh, 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 shh. Pick up body, right trigger. Oh, whoops. There we go. Alright, come on, Margaret. We've got places to go. We're going on an adventure. And I don't think we can actually do... we can't put her on pebbles, I don't think. This isn't like Red Dead. Right now we're about to hear Hare's horn, I would imagine. Or maybe he already did it and we just didn't notice it. We just had to get past the guard. Let's see if we can actually... Drop, inspect horse. Nope. Oh, this is going to be a long walk. A long walk indeed. Okay, guys. Well, we are officially kidnappers now. We've got Margaret over our shoulder. We're heading to Hare's camp. And we will see what happens at the beginning of the next episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. That'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.